Alright everyone, so this is just a quick video on how to use this software called Rogue Amoeba and it's called Fission by Rogue Amoeba, which is just a simple but nice to use audio editor which I use to edit some basic audio, like some basic clipping that I apply to a huge WAV file that is from my jam session. So I like to jam freeform on my synthesizer and record it to a Zoom audio recorder just so that everything stays dollars when I'm in the mood to jam. And I take that audio, I cut up the interesting parts. For example, this clip and this clip, they sound like this. And the rest are all just bad takes, and then this one's not too bad, but the timing is a bit off. So basically this is the workflow I'm using. I export these little snippets to a WAV file, which I then drag into here. So this is the first WAV file, this is the second WAV file. If I click on it, this is the waveform. This is kind of meant to be like a beginner introduction to Ableton video, by the way. So if you're a pro, probably just skip this. Anyway, this is like the waveform that comes here. When you first load in the waveform from here, like if I zoom in here, you can see that there's a lot of empty space here. There's a lot of empty space here. So I've had to kind of like trim that using this little triangle thing at the start and also the stop. So I just drag it around to exactly where the thing ends. And then all these yellow parts are where the system kind of like determines the start of a new sound. So for example, this note is a new sound, this note's a new sound. So right now it's all kind of like syncing to this beat, a metronome, which I've created. It's just a single drum sound from my drum library. It's just a file that I've dragged here and duplicated over this entire track. Yeah, so to duplicate stuff, just like drag, just basically highlight something, then press Ctrl D. So this is kind of like the adjusted loop, but I just want to show you how the time stretching works. So it's like this. Like if I play it now, if I play this, press the Ctrl L to set the loop point. The loop point like determines this part. So if I want to loop this thing, yeah, yeah. Anyway, this yellow part here can be dragged around. That's what I'm trying to say. Important thing to note is that when you load this up, you have to select Complex Pro. So this is the warp algorithm. I think it's defaulted to beats. So just switch it to Complex Pro, everything sounds better and smoother, especially if you're doing like synthesizer stuff or vocals. So you see this little thing here. What I've done here is I've actually transposed this little part 2 notes up, just to add some variation to the sound. So the original sounds like this, right? And then now I've added this part where the note goes up by 2. Yeah, so anyway, that's my first loop. The second loop that I've cut up with Fission and pasted here is this. So if I just want to see how everything sounds, so yeah, that's just an easy way to basically time stretch your loops from your jam session, um, from the interesting parts that you have cut up, and chuck them into Ableton and sync it to a drum beat. So you can do a lot of things with this loop. You can kind of like export it to a MP3 or a WAV. You can chuck it into a SP404 or some kind of loop machine if you want to play it live. You can apply effects to it. You just press in Ableton, you press Shift Tab to get to this effects rack area. So for example, I can kind of like add a compressor, I can add a delay, I can add EQ, I can add all sorts of stuff to it. Yeah, it's overkill, but you get the idea. So anyway, I hope this quick tutorial helps someone. Ableton is a really good software to learn. Yeah, and it's a bit of a steep learning curve at the start, but once you get a hang of it, it's a really quite intuitive and you can do a lot of things. Yeah, that's it for now. Be most probably exploring another DAW in the future as well. So yeah, stay tuned for more tips and stuff. Cheers.